So, commerce. Classification of business activity. We have already learned about industry. So, today we will learn about, we'll start off with commerce. Now, what is commerce? Here, these are the mind map of commerce, how the chart is being divided. So, commerce is again divided into trade and auxiliaries to trade. Now, trade is again divided into internal trade and external trade. Now, we will go topic by topic. So, what is the meaning of trade? Buying and selling of goods is called as trade. What are you doing? You are buying it and then you are manufacturing it and then you are selling those goods. That is what is called as trade. Now if you are doing it within your country, it's called as internal trade. Okay. Now see that. Trade is further divided into internal trade and external trade. Now what is the meaning of internal trade? The goods that you are buying within your country, okay, is called as internal trade. That means what? Internal trade is also called as domestic trade. It's also called as home trade. Why? Because example I'll tell you. This is your entire country. Okay. In this entire world you have so many other countries. Okay. All these are countries. In this particular entire world. Okay. Let's do this thing. Okay. This is India. Okay. This is your country, India. Whatever buying and selling you are doing within your country India, okay, whatever buying and selling you are doing within your country India is what is called as internal trade, okay. That is the buying and selling, whatever you are doing it within the geographical boundaries of your own country. You are not crossing your country and going. So that's why it's called as internal trade, or it's called as domestic, or it's called as home trade. Okay, this internal trade is further divided into wholesale and retail. Again, I'll say trade is divided into internal and external. The buying and selling, whatever you are doing within the geographical boundaries of your country, is called as internal trade. Okay, the internal trade is further divided into wholesale trade and retail trade. So, what is the meaning of wholesale trade? The goods which you are buying and you are selling it in large quantity or bulk quantity is called as wholesale. Example, I am a manufacturer who is manufacturing cement. I am selling these cement bags to a wholesaler. A wholesaler is a person who buys the goods in large quantity. Okay. So this particular wholesaler is buying, let's say 100 bags, 1000, let's say 100,000 bags of cement from me. He is buying it on wholesale. He is buying it in bulk. Bulk means large quantity. So internal trade is divided into wholesale trade. A wholesaler is a person who buys goods in large quantity. Now who is a retailer? A retailer is a person who buys goods in relatively smaller quantity. So retail trade is nothing but he is buying the goods, a retailer. That means this is how it works. See, you are the manufacturer. Manufacturer sells the goods to the wholesaler. Then wholesaler sells the goods to a retailer, and then the consumer buys the goods from the retailer. So you are being the consumer. You can buy the goods from the from the retailer, or from the wholesaler, or from the manufacturer. Basically, the retailers are the small shops which is close by our houses. Wholesaler is the shops where you have to travel a distance. It depends again what kind of things that you are buying from a wholesale. Okay. Then retail is nothing but goods which are bought and which are sold in relatively smaller quantity. Example is the shops close by your houses. Then external trade. Now this external trade is divided into import, export and entrepot. Okay. Again I repeat. External trade is divided into import, export and entrepot. Now what is the meaning of external trade? I told you this is India, right? Now what are you doing? You are leaving India. This is India. You are leaving India. You are traveling to US and you are selling your goods here. Okay? What are you doing? The goods, external trade is also called as international trade. It's also called as foreign trade. Exchange of goods and services between persons or organizations operating in 2 or more countries. That means you are buying or you are selling these goods between 2 or more countries. That's India to US or US to India. There is export and import happening. There's buying and selling happening. So that's what is called as external trade or international trade or foreign trade. Now, what is the meaning? External trade is further subdivided into import, export and entreport. What is the meaning of import? Import is nothing but you don't have those goods. So you are importing those goods from another country. What is India doing? India doesn't have crude oil and petroleum. They are importing. They are asking the other Middle East countries to import the goods to us, and we are paying the required amount of money what we have to pay. That's import. So goods purchased from another country is what is called as import. Okay, so let's talk about spices. Spices we have in excess. So what are we doing? We are exporting those spices to another country. That is what is called as export. Goods sold to another country is called as export. And what is entrepot? You are importing the goods from a country for the purpose of exporting it to another country. Again, I will say, what is the meaning of entrepot trade? You are importing the goods from a country for the purpose of exporting the goods to another country, or probably for the purpose of exporting within your own country. Example I will tell you. Okay, let me erase this here, clean it here for you. Okay, so this is India. Okay, in India, what are you doing? You are getting to or let's say you are taking Middle East. Okay, from the Middle East you are asking them to give petrol to you. So they are sending petrol to you. From India you have other states of India. Okay, so to these states what are you doing? You are exporting it. So what is entrepot trade? Goods which is imported from another country. You are importing what? Petrol here or crude oil. You are importing petrol and crude oil. You are getting it from the Middle East. Middle East is also sending it to you, and you are exporting it to different other states in your own country, or you are reselling it to different other countries. That is what is called as entrepot trade. This I am sure is very simple. It's not very complicated. With the help of this diagram here, you can study. So again, we'll do a revision. Now, what is the meaning of commerce? Commerce, nothing like it just refers to both sale of, it refers to both buying and selling of goods and services. Why services? Services refers to auxiliaries to trade. Now, what is these auxiliaries to trade? This is nothing but helping hand to your trade or to your business. Okay, auxiliaries to trade is nothing but helping hand to business or helping hand to your trade. Now, auxiliaries to trade. Now, what is the meaning of auxiliaries to trade? I have already told you auxiliaries to trade is nothing but helping hand to trade, and it's nothing but aids to trade. Aids to trade means helping hand to trade. Okay, now it is nothing but provides services. Now, what is the first one below it? The first one is actually transportation and communication, but I have written it as last. The second one is banking and finance, insurance, warehousing and advertising. All these doesn't refer to buying and selling of goods, nothing. But it's not buying of goods, but it helps in the selling of goods. Okay. So we'll start off with transportation and communication, then we'll go to banking and finance. Now, what is transportation and communication? When goods are produced, example we'll say tea is grown in Assam, Gujarat, West Bengal, Orissa. All these are the places in southern parts of Karnataka is where tea and coffee and all this is grown. But people love to drink tea and coffee throughout the entire country, and it even gets exported. So what is happening? Until transportation, your bus facility, your postal services, all these needs to, it plays a major important function for the goods to be transported. Whatever goods are manufactured, it needs to be transported. If transportation is not there, we cannot get the product. Okay. So what is communication? If we have to communicate between interstate and person to person, manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer, the means of communication is your telephone, your postal service, your let's say your video conferencing, your let's say your cell phones. So without all this communication, it cannot just happen. You cannot sell your goods. So the second one is banking and finance. If you have to manufacture all these products, when we are talking about industries, the big industries, these industries cannot invest a capital of 2 crore, 3 crore, 5, 6 crore on their own. Okay, so that is where the banks will help in funding these particular industries industry so that they can start off their business, and later the banks will take back the loans from them in the form of paying interest and loans, and so many other helping services are provided by these banks so that these industries can start off their business and can also get funds from them. So that is the second one. The third one is insurance. There is a lot, I told you already, business is very uncertain of the risk. We don't know what the future holds for us. So because the taste and the likes and the preferences of people keep changing, and we don't even know what the future holds for us, because of that, what is happening? The business has to compulsory take insurance policies, insurance for their vehicles, insurance for their machines, insurance for the huge plants. I'm not talking about the plant in the pot, but plants refers to big, huge machineries, probably a size of your house. That's how big the machineries will be. If you see a lot of this Discovery and Nat Geo channels, you can see how these industries work, how they manufacture a lot of these food products. So those kind of plants needs a lot of insurance. So if because of the wear and tear, if the machinery gets spoiled, then with the help of insurance they can claim and it can get repaired. So insurance plays a very important role. Then the next one is warehousing. With the quantity of goods that's being provided, produced and sold every single day, there will not be much of space for the manufacturer to store his goods. He may be a person who is very rich, he may have warehouses, but if he is a very successful business person, he needs a lot of space for him to store his goods. So warehousing is very important. Why? So what is happening? There are a lot of these government warehouses or bonded warehouses which help you store the goods for a minimum price. So later what you can do, you can have a contract with these warehouses. Okay. So advertising. What is this advertising? It's a means of communication which plays a very important role in advertising the product so that the product can be used for final consumption. There are so many products which can be manufactured, but if there is no proper advertising, the product will not be sold very successfully even if it's a very good product. So that is the reason advertising is very helpful. So all these are auxiliaries to trade. Auxiliaries trade is nothing but helping hand to trade, helping hand to industry, helping hand to commerce. These are the things which actually help in selling the goods, making the goods reach the final consumption to the consumer. Okay, so I hope this particular topic you have understood it very clear. I am sure if you have any doubts, you will let me know. You will send me a text, leave me a comment. I'll be really happy to answer back to you. Thank you so much.